it is connected different components without energy, and there is no closed loop. But electrical circuit is a closed conducting path which consists of at least one energy source. That is electrical circuit. So here it is written: a electrical network definition, a combination of various electrical elements connected in any manner is called an electrical network. So you can take a resistive component, you can take inductive component, that means inductor, capacitor, and you can connect it according to your circuit diagram or according to your requirement, and that is called a network. But when I'll make a closed path, then and there is an energy source is connected, then I can say this is the electrical circuit. So an electrical circuit is a closed conducting path through which an electric current either flows or intended to flow. Circuit, the closed path followed by an electrical current, is called an electrical circuit. The essential part of electrical circuit are the source of power. Is it clear? So when power source is present and closed loop, uh, only source is present, there is no load, there is no resistance, it is not possible. So another components also are present, and they are combined in a closed loop. Then we can say this is the electrical circuit. And if we take just a component and connect in any manner, any fashion, you can say this is a network, but there is no electrical sources connected and no closed formation is present. So if I'll take an example, so this is, you can say, this is a closed circuit, whole circuit. So this is the electrical circuit. But only when suppose I am taking this resistance and this resistance. So there is no source and there is no closed path, then we can say it is a electrical network. Okay. Basically, there is a little bit difference. You can say electrical circuit anytime. Next is unilateral circuit and bilateral circuit. Most of the time in theorem, when you have learned theorem, superposition theorem, already I think it is known to you, because there is you have got that in a linear bilateral network, uh, if I'll take the circuit and apply superposition theorem, then this will be happen, etc. So in unilateral circuit, what is the difference between unilateral and bilateral circuit? So an electrical circuit that possesses the same properties or characteristics in either direction. That means suppose I am taking a diode. So current flow from cathode to anode is possible, but opposite is not possible. But in if I'll take a resistive circuit, then current flow, whatever the direction current, it will flow through the resistive circuit. So an electric circuit that possesses the same properties or characteristics in either direction. That means both direction, if I'll change the current, there is no changes in the properties or characteristics of the electrical circuit. That is called a bilateral circuit. So a transmission line, you can see transmission line is a bilateral circuit because it consists of inductor, capacitor or resistor. So whatever the direction current will flow, there is no change in the transmission line. Similarly, if I define an electrical circuit whose properties or characteristics change with the direction of its operation is called unilateral circuit. The example is a diode rectifier. So you can say that if current will flow through this cathode to anode, it will flow, but opposite is not possible. Next is active network and passive network. Active network, that means that contains a source. It is called an active network. And passive network means only consists of resistor, inductor, capacitor. There is no source. So this is called a passive network. So these are the basic terminology that you should know before starting electrical circuit. So in case of any time, if I'll ask you that superposition theorem, the term you have to mention that in a linear bilateral network, because we cannot apply superposition theorem in unilateral circuit or other theorem, particular any theorem that we cannot apply for any network. So that cases, if it is mentioned that in a linear bilateral network, then you have to say that in a linear bilateral network. Otherwise, it will be wrong if you say in a circuit, if I'll take several sources and do the summation when it is one source is present. So it will not happen, because any circuit we cannot apply superposition or Thevenin's theorem. Particular bilateral and linear circuit, we can apply superposition theorem or other theorem. Now, what is linear circuit, what is nonlinear circuit, that I'll not describe today, because there is 2 points I have to mention. Before that, I have to discuss about superposition theorem. So today just we have learned what is unilateral circuit, what is bilateral, what is active network. Active network means obviously there should be a source, and passive network means obviously there should be a such a components there which is not energy, which is not active. That means there is no source is present, only resistive or inductive or capacitive element is present, or other element is present, but there is no source is present. So these are the thing. Next is sources. Different types of source. Today we'll see just only the definition of ideal source, because today we'll solve 2 3 problems. After that, whenever it is required, that time we'll learn the definition. And the main thing is that you have to remember, because anytime any interview board it will be asked. So basic thing, you don't have to memorize the total definition, but basic thing always you have to remember. So one thing is ideal source. Source is basically, you know, that any sources which we convert to electrical source, they're just like mechanical to electrical, thermal to electrical, or any other sources we can get electrical source. We can convert it, right? Through a sensor, we can convert it. So a source is a device that converts mechanical, thermal, chemical, or some other form of energy into electrical energy. There are 2 types of source in our electrical energy. One is voltage source, another is current source, and if we combine voltage and current, we'll get power also. So basically voltage source and current source. Now what is the ideal voltage source or ideal current source? Previous day I already discussed about the source symbol. Now if I'll take the ideal source, so ideal source means it is an active element that provide a specified voltage or current that is completely independent of other circuit element. So what is ideal source and what is practical source? You can see from this diagram. So here I have taken, where is the voltage source? This is the voltage source. So I think you can see the figure. This is our voltage source. This is a symbol, plus minus, and you can see this is the independent, but it is the ideal. It is independent, no doubt. ठीक है? But is it a ideal or is it a practical? Ideal is not possible. Theoretically ideal is possible, practically ideal is not possible, because you know that in every element there should be some resistance. So if theoretically, if I'll consider that this is the ideal independent source, then what is the definition? That it is an active element that provide a specified voltage which should be a constant, or which should be independent with other circuit element. That means whatever the load you will connect, whatever the current it will take, load always draws a current. You can take a resistive load like bulb, you can take a motor which is a RL load. So whatever the load you will connect, it will draw current. So if it will draw current, you can think that there should be a change in source, but it will not be ideal source. Ideal source will always give you the supply voltage here, constant supply voltage, whatever the element is present here, but across this its two terminal, it will give the specified voltage. If it is a 5 volt, it will give a 5 volt. So if I'll draw V versus IL, that means voltage versus current graph, then I can see that supply voltage Vs is constant, but ideally, but practically there is a slope, and this is possible only because its internal resistance. There must be a some drop, and this drop is would be a minus to this main source. Suppose it's a small resistance is present, and due to this, suppose 0.1 volt uh, drop is appearing here. So if it is a 5 volt, you will get at this terminal 4.9 volt. It is a practical source. So this is the difference between ideal source and practical source. Similarly, current source, that means it will always, whatever the load condition, whatever the circuit condition, it will always give the same current which is specified here. That means it's the 5 ampere source, then it will supply 5 ampere. But in practically it is not possible, because in some cases we'll use current source. That cases parallel resistance is present. So current will be divided in two parts. So some current will drop, and you can see that I versus VL, there is a drop. Ideal source is constant, but practical, some current is dropping, because you can see if I'll connect if I'll connect here a resistance parallel to the source, then this some current will flow through this, and there will be a drop, and this will be minus. So this terminal, when the supply load is connected here, so load current should be slightly different from the supply current due to this internal parallel resistance. So this is the practical current source. Now you know that this is a DC constant supply, and there is a time varying signal, also time invariant signal. Whenever I'll discuss about signal, that means what is periodic signal, what is non-periodic signal, aperiodic signal, or event signal, odd signal, time varying signal, time invariant signal, deterministic signal, non-deterministic signal. That time I'll describe all these things. Right now, just you'll see the figure. And why do we need signal? Because this is a signal and system or signal or circuit. Circuit theory is basically analysis of different types of signal we can apply, and whatever happen in our supply load, that we'll discuss. Basically here we'll learn how to solve the circuitry. If I'll give AC, that means sinusoidal wave, or if I'll give a DC, that means a constant wave. So whenever we'll considering in your gate system, if when you will appear for the gate exam, there is one subject is signal and system. Mainly signal system you will learn from circuit theory as well as digital signal processing. Both will be there. So that means your both knowledge is required for this signal and system subject. So already I discussed current source. Again, I will discuss some portion. This is dependent source. Today I am not discussing dependent source. Whenever I'll solve the problem dependent source, that day I'll discuss dependent source. Now this is our mains. So here you can see already I have given the how to solve the problem, mesh analysis problem. Now you can see that this is a closed path. One source is connected, so we can say this is the electrical circuit. Now electrical circuit, only combination of resistance and supply source, voltage source. So if I want to find out that the number of meshes, now I'll discuss in graph theory also, but just for now, if I want to find out what are the branches are present, what are the nodes are present, what are the loops are present in this circuit, then how to define? First of all, you can see that several books they say that if two branches are connected, this is a called node. Some books are say that this is when two or more branches are connected, this is called node. Basically, node will consider that two or more than three branches are connected. That cases we will say that this is a node. So here you can see that this is one branch, and branch is, what is the definition of branch, what is the definition of node, that I will discuss again graph theory. But now you can see that one component is connected in this branch, another component is connected between 1 and 2, this is the 2 ohm resistance, another component is connected 2 and 4, this is the 4 ohm resistance, this is another component, this is another 2 component. So if I'll consider that this is one branch, this is one branch, this is one branch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 branch. Right now I am considering. Again I will discuss. So right now I am considering that these are the 6 branches, and here you can see that one branch, two branch, and three branch. These three are connected here. So it is a one node, one branch, two branch, three branch, two and more than two branches when connected, we'll say this is a node. So one branch, two branch, three branch. So this is a node. Another is one branch, two branch, three branch. This is a node. Another node is one branch, two branch, three branch. So it is a node. So one, two, three, four nodes, and total branches are six. Six minus, so b minus n plus one. B is branch six, minus n is 4 node plus 1. So 4, 6 minus 4 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. So number of loops should be 3. So in this way you can find out. And if you if will be expertise, then you can easily say that how much loop is required in the mesh analysis. So today we'll solve this problem, and this problem is solved using Cramer's rule. So from zone 1, anyone, you can see the equations, but do not see the equations. I'm saying here zone 1, anyone please unmute, anyone from zone 1. Hello, am I audible? Zone 1, anyone, don't worry, just to cooperate with me so that I can ask you a question from anyone. If you know, it is no problem. If you know, it is good. If you don't know, it is not a problem. Anyone from zone 1? Zone 1 means Kolkata, South Chobbish Purgana, North Chobbish Purgana, Nodia. These are zone 1. No one
Yes,
is
ma'am.
there from zone 1. Okay. Zone 1, just tell me that this is a, you can see this is the voltage source, this is the current source, and there are two loop current. So just tell me the equation of I1. It may be a wrong, it may be a right, so don't see this equation. As per your knowledge, if as per your knowledge, it may be a wrong, it may be a right. Just tell me what is the equation of this loop current, of this loop. That means loop equation. Just tell me loop equation for first mesh 1. I'm writing. So just tell me anyone. I think you can see the circuit, right? because writing an equation is the first thing that you should know. Otherwise, to put network, theorem, Laplace transform, you cannot solve any problem. And that is the main thing of the next semester or other semester, whatever subject you will learn. তো দ্য বেসিক মানে যাকে বলে যে প্রথম সিঁড়ির প্রথম ধাপটাই হচ্ছে সার্কিট থিওরি, যেটা ছাড়া তার পরের ধাপগুলোতে তোমরা পড়ে যাবে। তো সেই জন্য ইকুয়েশন লেখাটা খুব দরকার। তো এনিওয়ান ফ্রম জোন ওয়ান, প্লিজ টেল মি দ্য ফার্স্ট ইকুয়েশন আই ওয়ান।
ম্যাম 6i1 - 5 + 5i -5i2 = 20।
আস্তে আস্তে, 6i1 6i1
-5i2
minus 5i2,
= 20, মানে -20 = 0, মানে -20 মানে শুধু 20।
right, minus 20 is equal to 0, the first equation, right? Next, zone 2, what is your name from zone 1?
ম্যাম সরোজ কুমার মাহাতো।
Roll number
13।
13. Next is from zone 2, tell me mesh 2. Anyone from zone 2? Those are from Bardwan, Medinipur, Malda, Uttar Dinajpur.
Ma'am, 11.5i2 minus 5i1 plus 2i3 equal to 0.
আস্তে
11.5i2
তোমরা অ্যাডিশন
minus
করার আগে বলো, তাহলে অন্যরা বুঝতে সুবিধা হবে। অ্যাডিশন না করে বলো, তাহলে অন্যদের বুঝতে সুবিধা হবে। মানে
addition.
যা যা ইকুয়েশন দেওয়া আছে, মানে যা রেজিস্ট্যান্স দেওয়া আছে সেটা ধরে বলো।
ম্যাম প্রথম হচ্ছে মেশ 2 এর মোট 3টে রেজিস্ট্যান্স আছে ম্যাম। 5 ওহম, 2 ওহম অ্যান্ড 4.5 ওহম। এই তিনটে যোগ করলে হয় 11.5 i2। দেন 5 ওহমটা হচ্ছে মেশ 1 অ্যান্ড মেশ 2 এ কমন হচ্ছে, কিন্তু এইটার পোলারিটিটা উল্টো বলে, অপোজিট বলে, ওইটা হচ্ছে -5i1। আর মেশ 2 অ্যান্ড মেশ 3-তে কমন হচ্ছে 2 ওহম, কিন্তু এর পোলারিটি i2 এর মতো সেম বলে +2i3। আর এখানে কোনো
আচ্ছা
সোর্স, ভোল্টেজ সোর্স নেই, তাই ইকুয়াল টু 0।
আচ্ছা, আমি লিখে রাখছি, আমি পরে আরেকবার বলছি। 11i2 5i minus 5i1
-5i plus
minus
2i3
2i3 is equal to
plus
0
2i3 plus 2i3
plus 2i3 11.5i2। আমি বলছি একবার, 11.5i2
yes
minus
ma'am
minus
5
5i1, এবার প্লাস 2i3 না মাইনাস 2i3?
না ম্যাম -2i3
হ্যাঁ, তো ঠিক আছে। নেক্সট, আচ্ছা, হোয়াট ইজ দ্য রোল নাম্বার?
ম্যাম 37
roll 37. Next, zone 3 from Jharkhand, Bihar. Anyone? Zone I3, please response. Anyone from Jharkhand or Bihar? Roll number 22, roll number 21, present. 14, 30, 14. Anyone from zone 3?
Ma'am, for the mesh 3, it will be I3 minus I2 into 2 minus
এক মিনিট। I3 minus I2
into 2
into 2, right?
plus plus I3 into 4
plus I3 into 4
is equal to 1.
equal to 1. What's your roll number?
24.
24. আচ্ছা, Zone 1 and zone 2, please anyone tell me whatever the equation she is saying, is it right? As per her, I3 minus I2 into 2 plus I3 into 4 is equal to 1. Is it right?
No, ma'am.
ম্যাম এখানে
Why?
কারেন্ট তো দেওয়া আছে।
Right, it is current is given. So the first equation I can say that minus 20 plus I1 plus 5 I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. Second equation 5 I2 minus I1 into 4.5 I2 plus 2 I2 minus I3, that is equal to 0. So second equation is right. Next, third equation, it is not required because already this loop current is given, but I have taken, we know that in maze always will take the loop current as a clockwise direction, but here this current is going anti-clockwise direction, so I3 is equal to minus 1. So only if you solve these two problems, then you can easily find out, right? So next is the, you have to solve the problem. So that case, if you don't know how to solve, you can apply Cramer's rule, taking the equations and in the matrix form. And if you solve the Cramer's rule, so Cramer's rule you have to learn from your book, and you have to solve the problem and you have to find out I1, I2 and I3 is given. So most of the time I cannot go through the solution part. I will tell you the equation part. You have to check the solution and you have to take the answer and you have to see that your answer is right or wrong. So here I1 is 5 ampere, I2 is 2 ampere and I3 is minus 1 ampere. So just write down and these equations already it is you have learned. So you will solve this problem and you will find out that it is right or wrong. Next equation, this one. So this equation, what is the source? This is a current source, independent current source. There is no dependent source. All are resistance. Now anyone from zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, anyone tell me that which method, if you know nodal method, if you know mesh method, then you can tell me which method I can apply so that I can solve this problem easily. Nodal or mesh?
Nodal analysis.
Nodal analysis. So, uh, first of all, anyone tell me the number of nodes are required, number of equations or whatever. If I'll do solve the nodal equation using nodal method, what will be the equations? The number of equations, 1, 2 or 3 or 4. Number of nodes. Here, can you tell me the number of nodes?
Three node, two principal node and one reference node.
Two principal node and one reference node. So what will be the equation number?
Two.
Two equations.
Yes, ma'am.
So anyone can tell me the equation, one equation at least. Hmm. 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 Fine. Okay. Next, another one. So second equation for VB. VB is easy. VB minus VA by 2, VB by 2, VB by 4. That is equal to 0. There is another method you can use, because sometimes when we'll see the current source, we cannot understand how to solve this problem. So first of all, that you can see that current source is parallel connected to the resistance. There is no other thing is present. So this source I can convert it in a voltage source. So either we can convert a voltage source into a current source. Some cases it may you have to do some cases that you have to convert from voltage source to current source and current source to voltage source. But when we can do it? Suppose I want to change this voltage source to current source. So what I can say that voltage is connected to resistance. So I can do it voltage source to current source conversion. Similarly, if I see that here current source is connected to a parallel resistance, so that cases also we can convert current source to voltage source. So, but if it is the resistance is connected in series, that case we cannot convert it. Only it is possible if resistance is connected to a parallel to the current source. So what will be the answer here? If I'll convert it 5 into 2, 10 volt, and current is flowing upward. So current is flowing from minus to plus. So I can write here, if I'll take a voltage source. So here I can write, this is a plus, and here I can connect a resistance. I cannot draw resistance. So just here you consider that when I convert a current source into voltage source, so this will be the 5 into 2, 10 volt. So you will write here 10 volt, and this is current is flowing from upward, so minus to plus. So this would be a plus, this would be a minus. The supply is 10 volt with series resistance of 2 ohm. Similarly, if I'll convert this 10 volt to current source 5 ampere, then just we have to divide the series resistance 10 by 2, we will get 5 ampere and with parallel resistance. So if I'll get here a voltage source, then it is very easy because one node is only present that time. Two node. Here also you have to consider VA. So VA minus of 10 volt by 2, VA by 2, VA minus VB by 2. That just equation will change, right? So what I am telling, that suppose now why I am discussing, because the knowledge is required for AC. When here you can see all the supply are DC, but next the problem will solve that will not be a DC, that will be a AC problem. So I think screen is visible, right? Whiteboard. Okay. So if I draw, now the circuit will be changed in this way. And also you can take, these two are series connected, so you can take a, you can connect a total 4 ohm. Here 2 ohm is present, 2 ohm is present, so I can take 4 ohm, and also you can do it parallel. So 4 parallel 2, you can take another, so it will be a small loop. That means resistor component will be less, so you can solve it easily. But sometimes it is not possible to change the circuitry. So that cases I am taking here 2 ohm, 4 ohm, 2 ohm, 2 ohm, and here I have converted current source which was 5 ampere with parallel 2 ohm resistance. So I am taking 10 volt, and the source is going, that means current is going towards upward. So this is plus, this is minus, this is 2 ohm. So what will be the equation? Here you will take VA, this is VB, and this is our reference node. So now you will get VA minus 10, because I am seeing first the plus sign. So VA minus 10 by 2, VA by 2, VA minus VB by 2. That is equal to 0. Another equation is easy, VB minus VA by 2, VB by 2, VB by 4, that is equal to 0. So you will get two equations. So two equation, it is easy to solve. But if you solve this equation using, you can also apply here mesh analysis. What I wanted to say that if sometimes যেমন zone 3 থেকে যে বললো, what is the problem that current source, how to handle current source, sometimes we cannot understand that how to write equation initial level. Whenever I will be expertise that it is not a big problem, but initial level will be confused that how to write the equation. We'll write directly that it is a current source, or it's a current equation, or I'll write the equation. That cases, if you have a problem, you can convert current source into a voltage source, or voltage source. Some cases you can see that if we just apply KCL, that means addition of all node current is equal to 0. It will be take 1 minute or 2 minute solution. That cases you can just convert a 1 voltage source into a current source, and you can solve it easily. Here the problem was that one current source is present, one resistance is present. If you don't know nodal analysis, then how can you solve this using mesh analysis? It will be difficult. So that cases you can convert a current source into a voltage source. Now you can apply mesh equation, mesh, find out, you can three equations, and you can solve the problem easily. And that case, if you will get three equations, more two equations, if you get two equation, it is easy to solve. But whenever you will get three equations or more than three equations, that case you will apply either Cramer's rule or matrix method. It will take less time. So these two methods you should know how to apply. So the
ম্যাম
next problem.
হ্যালো ম্যাম ক্যালকুলেশনটা কি দেখাতেই হবে?
হ্যাঁ,
ক্যালকুলেটরেও তো করতে পারি
না,
না?
তোমাকে স্টেপ বাই স্টেপ দেখাতেই হবে। দ্যাট মিন্স অ্যাটলিস্ট তুমি এখানে বসে বসে ম্যাট্রিক্স ফর্ম করলে, ম্যাট্রিক্স ফর্ম দিয়ে ক্র্যামার রুলটা অ্যাপ্লাই করলে ফর ওয়ান পারপাস ইউ ক্যান ডু ইট। Karan calculator you cannot get in the gate examination, right? So if you practice from right now, then it will, whenever gate examination or all other examination, you cannot get calculator. So don't use calculator right now. First time use how to solve these problems very first. So you have to do practicing. That's why don't use calculator. Okay.
Okay,
When
ma'am.
in the examination, in the semester examination, you can carry calculator, so you can use it. But for practicing, don't use calculator.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Next, I'm not going to this. So I hope that this type of problem you can solve. Just I'm showing whenever I will share the video, not right now. Whenever this problem I can give you anytime. So here you can see that four mesh equations are not now three mesh equations are present. So I think you can solve this problem because only three voltage sources are present. But this problem, tell me anyone, Rana, from June 1 for this problem, tell me the equation. June 1, first equation for mesh 1, mesh 2, mesh 3, you can see that you can easily convert this source, current source to voltage source. So if we convert current source to voltage source, it is easy. But some cases, suppose you cannot convert, somehow you have to find out. একটা প্রবলেম ছিল, প্রবলেমটা কোথায় না দেখছি এখন দাঁড়াও, পরে করাবো। আচ্ছা, এটা তোমরা পারবে, এটা আমি আর গেলাম না। These are the simple equations. Just you have to write down the equation and you have to solve, right? I will ask you again because in two-port network, this nodal and mesh analysis will be required. So now I am going to the AC circuit. So you can see these equations consist of this circuitry consists of inductor. This is a sign of inductor. This is a resistor. This is a resistor, and this is a alternating source. If it is written is volt, so it is a voltage source. If it is written here ampere, then it is a current source. But consider that these two are voltage source. And in case alternating circuit, what is the big problem? The problem is that there is no polarity, right? You can take any polarity, but basically whenever we'll give to solve the problem, we will give you the uh, supply is either here plus sign, either this side will give plus sign. Suppose I am giving here plus sign and here I am giving you plus sign, or I can give you here also plus sign. So it will be given so that you can understand that current is flowing towards minus to plus or plus to minus. And as for the node mesh equation, whatever the mesh equation you have written in DC, it's the same way you have to write in case of AC. But here you know that we cannot add. Now it is 5 ohm, but it is an inductor. So suppose I am giving you 5 millihenry. So how to convert it in a ohm? That means it is a inductance henry unit. Suppose I want to convert it in inductive reactance. So what will be the equation to convert from 5 henry to 5 ohm or other ohm, not 5 ohm? We can write XL is equal to, do you know AC, right? Basic electrical. You have got, you have solved the
Yes, ma'am.
problem RLC
Yes, ma'am.
circuit, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have an idea of active power, reactive power, right? If you know, it is okay. If you don't know, you can also tell me. Active power, reactive
Ma'am,
power
please
are,
repeat again. Repeat it.
hmm. Just you have a one chapter, there is a AC circuit, right? There is a, you have learned that RL circuit, RC circuit, RLC circuit, impedance triangle, admittance triangle. Have you learned this term? Inductive reactance, capacitive reactance. আচ্ছা, তাহলে ঠিক আছে। তাহলে ফার্স্ট অফ অল that in case of AC circuit, not in AC circuit, the basic thing. First you have note that in complex circuitry, what we have learned, A plus IB, right? Rectangular form, A plus IB. And in the HS knowledge, from HS knowledge I am saying that A plus IB is equal to rectangular form. So from this rectangular form we can convert polar form, A plus IB ke polar form, that means magnitude and angle এ convert করতে পারি আমরা। কিভাবে পারি? A plus IB, just I am sharing the whiteboard. একদম তোমরা কমপ্লেক্স সার্কিটের কথা ভাবো, এইচএস এ তোমরা কমপ্লেক্স সার্কিট তো পড়েছিলে, মনে আছে? প্রত্যেকেরই থাকার কথা, সিবিএসসি, আইসিএসসি, আইএসসি or West Bengal board, whatever, but you should learn about complex circuit, complex theory. Am I right? So there you have learned A plus IB form. But in electrical engineering, we won't use I. We will use rather J, because small I we consider as a instantaneous current. That's why in electrical engineering, you will write A plus you have already learned this term, A plus IB, complex theory. Right? And from this, you can get a polar form, magnitude A square plus B square. Angle tan inverse B minus A, tan inverse B by A. First coordinate system, সেকেন্ড কোঅর্ডিনেটের ক্ষেত্রে আলাদা, থার্ড কোঅর্ডিনেট সেক্ষেত্রে আবার তোমাকে অ্যাঙ্গেল চেঞ্জ করতে হতো, এটা তোমাদের কাছে নন, রাইট? am I right? Yes. Okay, so now we will not use this term I, we will use J term, A plus JB. I hope it is also known to you in electrical, basic electrical. So this is our known as rectangular form. So when I will use this J component, when we are considering this imaginary concept, that is, we cannot say that it's a real. Suppose I am giving you a supply source, voltage source, and resistance is connected. So through this resistance is connected and the circuit is closed circuit, then current will flow if I switch on. So if current will flow through this resistance, then what will happen? There must be a drop, I square R drop. This is a heat loss. But in case of inductor, it will store energy. We cannot get dissipation of heat. And this concept we can represent as a imaginary concept. So this is the concept of active power and reactive power. So if you will not know, you will go through this chapter and you will learn what is active power and what is reactive power. Because this is the main thing in power system. Whenever you will power factor is one of the important terms. So you should know power factor, you should know active power, you should know reactive power. And the basic thing what I want to say, that in case of resistance, you can get a dissipation of heat, you can get a heat loss, or you can see that resistance will we are taking the power from this resistive circuit. But in case of capacitor or inductor, you know that inductor stores energy in electromagnetic field and capacitor stores in a static field. So it can store, and in the positive half it can take the current and store it, and in the negative half it given back to, that means if it's a pure capacitor, it will give back to the this supply to the again source. So oscillation is done. Now I am not going to this. Main thing is that the imaginary part and another is real part. So this real part is our resistive part, and this imaginary part is either Xc or XL. Now what is Xc? Xc is capacitive reactance. I am not writing, just you will write capacitive reactance, and its unit is ohm. How to find out Xc? Xc you can find out 1 by 2 pi Fc, 1 by 2 pi Fc. What is F? F is frequency. For our Indian system, frequency is 50 Hz. If it is given or not, in Indian system, always take F is equal to 50. In USA or other country, there may be a 60 Hz. So that cases you have to take 60 Hz. Okay, so capacitor value is will be given. So it may be a suppose 600 or 100 microfarad, or 22 microfarad, or 47 microfarad, whatever it is given. So farad range you will get, but you have to convert it in a ohm. Then you can add with resistance, because resistance value is in 5 ohm. We cannot write, suppose C is given 22 microfarad, you cannot write 5 plus J22. If you will write it, it will be wrong. Okay, so first you have to convert this 22 microfarad to ohm. 22 microfarad to first you have to convert in ohm. Then you can add. So this is wrong. Now you can write whatever the Xc will get, 5 plus J, you will get obviously, in case minus you may get, so 5 minus J Xc, because Xc 1 by J 2 pi Fc. So when it will if I'll multiply here J and J, then this J will be upper, and J into J is equal to J square. So J square means J is equal to root over minus 1. So root over minus 1 and whole square means minus. So you will get minus J, and this part is 1 by 2 pi Fc. So we will get minus 5 minus Jxc ohm. Similarly, if I'll take inductor, we'll get L. L unit is Henry or millihenry. So 5 millihenry. We cannot add, suppose RL circuit. This is 5 and it is given 5 millihenry. You cannot write 5 plus J 5. You cannot write it. First you have to convert it in a ohm. So how to convert it? XL is equal to 2 pi FL. J 2 pi f L. Indian system, it is 50 hertz, and L is given 5 millihenry, so you have to convert it in a henry. So 5 into 10 to the power minus 3, 2 pi is value 3.14. So whatever the value will get, then you can write this is 5 plus J XL, and its unit is ohm, and it is known as inductive reactance is equal to inductive capacitive reactance. Most of the time we have forgotten, and Xc we have also written that Xc is equal to 2 pi Fc, and as per this we can calculate, and whatever the calculation you will do, everything is wrong. So XL means J 2 pi FL, and Xc means 1 by J 2 pi Fc. Okay, 1 by. Then whenever you will get this XL and XC, you can add now. So the term is R plus JXL or R minus JXC. And this form is known as rectangular form. Rectangular form. Okay, so from this rectangular form in electrical system, we can convert it in exponential form, or we can convert it in a polar form. So basically when we'll do the addition and subtraction, sorry, addition and difference, when we'll do the addition and difference, do the difference, take the difference between two this form, rectangular form system, then we can add easily this rectangular form. Suppose this two rectangular form is present, I can say 2R, and if it is a minus JXL, so minus JX, if it is a greater than, so you can write JXL minus XC or minus JXL minus XC, whatever. Suppose I am giving you one problem. Suppose one form is 5 plus J5. This is a rectangular form. Another form is 6 minus J7. So you can add or take difference easily. So it will be 11 minus J2, right? So you can easily do it. But in case of multiplication or division, that case you have to convert it in a polar form. So that time you will get, suppose this is a 5 square, 5 square angle tan inverse, এগুলো তোমাদের বেসিকটা আমি বলে দিচ্ছি, তোমরা বাকি ফর্মটা কিন্তু শিখে নেবে। tan inverse 5/5, জেবি গুপ্তার বইতে খুব ভালো আছে, এ চক্রবর্তীর বই দেখতে পারো, বা বেসিক তোমরা ইন্টারনেটে সার্চ করলে এটা পেয়ে যাবে। So this is a one part. Similar way you can do it for this case. So what will be the formation? Suppose A angle theta 1 by B angle theta 2. I am doing the division. So what will we do? You will divide these two magnitude and take difference this two angle. That means A by B, the answer is A by B angle theta 1 minus theta 2. So this is our two polar form. From rectangular form to polar form, we can convert it, and this polar form we can divide it. So this is the answer, final answer. C is equal to A by B, this polar form, angle theta 1 minus T. So again you are getting a polar form. So now Suppose you have to add, what will do? Again you can convert this polar form to rectangular form, and then you can add or do the difference. This is the main thing. So in case of AC's problem, you have to do every time this rectangular form to polar form conversion and polar form to rectangular form conversion for doing addition or subtraction or multiplication or division, whatever. Okay? So this is the main thing. Another problem is that exponential form. Exponential form you can write in this way. আচ্ছা আজকে এই অবধি থাকুক, পরের দিন আবার এক্সপোনেনশিয়ালটা করাবো, নাহলে একটু ওভারলোড হয়ে যাবে। So today I'll not solve more problem, just I'll show you how to solve the problem, and I'll upload one video so that you can go through this, and next Monday I'll take the class because Tuesday I have a duty. So I have to go to university. I don't know there would be a internet connection properly or not. That's why I'll take Monday and Wednesday and Thursday. Tomorrow I'll not take the class. Tomorrow I have also duty. So next week Monday 11:40 or 11:50. আমি অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স কল করব, এখন আমার শেষ হয়নি, একটু দাঁড়াও। So I think
ম্যাম বলছি, হ্যালো
হ্যাঁ
ম্যাম,
হ্যাঁ
বলছি ম্যাম এক্সেলের মানটা কি জে 2πfc না শুধু 2πfc?
এক্সেল হচ্ছে J2πfL, ইন্ডাকটিভ
ওকে
রিঅ্যাকট্যান্স। ইন্ডাকটেন্স থেকে আমরা কনভার্ট করতে পারি ইন্ডাকটিভ রিঅ্যাকট্যান্স, Henry to ohm or millihenry to ohm or microhenry to ohm. If I want to convert, that means inductance to inductive reactance, then I'll use the equation XL, X suffix L, not XL, X suffix L is equal to J2πfL. Okay, and
ওকে ম্যাম।
Xc, when we'll get capacitor, capacitance to, if we want to convert in ohm, then we'll use X suffix C, so 1 by J2πfc. So C is microfarad or in farad range, whatever, you can convert it 1 by J2πfc. So J যখনই তোমার ওপরে যাবে তখন নিচের যে সাথে একটা যে মাল্টিপ্লাই করতে হবে, সো J ইন্টু J রুট ওভার 1 ইন্টু 1 এর হোল স্কয়ার, সো রুট ওভার 1 এর যেই হোল স্কয়ার করবে একটা মাইনাস টার্ম বাইরে বেরিয়ে আসবে। সুতরাং তুমি যখনই দেখবে ইকুয়েশনে that minus is given, suppose capacitor inductor is not given, one box is given and it is written minus J5 ohm, so you can easily got the idea that it is a capacitor because minus J5 is written, and when you will see that plus J5, then it is, you can say that it is a inductive reactance.
ওকে ম্যাম।
So now this is the problem where the voltage source is given, this is the resistance, this is the inductance, this is the resistance connected to a inductance, that means RL circuit, this is R, this is L, this is R, this is R, and this is a supply. So here you can consider that this is our plus and this is our plus. So if I do the mesh analysis, so current is flowing from minus to plus, and here current is flowing from plus to minus. Okay, so here it is given 5 ohm and J5 ohm. You don't have to convert it. Just take this electrical circuit, and your task is to not to solve, your task is to write the equation right now. After writing the equation, I'll call the attendance, and after that you can leave, you may leave. Just take this equation, whatever you know as per your knowledge, just you will tell me. Zone 1, Zone 2 and Zone 3. Anyone from Zone 1? Just see the figure and tell me the equation I1.
Ma'am, 5I1 plus J5I1
আস্তে
minus
আস্তে
J5I2 equal 30
আস্তে আস্তে 5I1, হ্যাঁ নেক্সট
plus J5I1
হুম বলো
minus J5I2 হবে ম্যাম
হ্যাঁ -J5I2
equal to 30.
equal to 30, angle 0, because it may have you may get that here it's not a 0, it's a 45 degree, so you have to use this angle. I'll discuss again it. Okay, so next Zone 2, what is the roll number? Zone 1,
Ma'am, 13.
এই 13 কেন, বাকিরা কোথায়? এভরি টাইম I call you Zone 1 থেকে বাকিরাও বলবে, আদারওয়াইজ কি করে
ম্যাম
বুঝবে
আমি
যে
জোন 1 নয় ম্যাম, আমি জোন 2 এর মধ্যে পড়ি।
ও তুমি জোন 2 এর মধ্যে পড়ো, তাহলে জোন 2 থেকে তো আরেকজনও বলছিল 37, জোন 1 কোথায়? জোন 1 রোল নাম্বার 2, তারপরে আর কে আছে? এরপরে কিন্তু আমি জোন 1 এর অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স দেব না, জিরো বসিয়ে দেবো কেউ রেসপন্স না করলে। রোল নাম্বার 38, রোল নাম্বার 39, 34, সবটা জোন 1 এর, কোথায় তারা? রোল নাম্বার 47, জোন ওয়াইজ যদি আমি রেসপন্স না পাই, আমি জোন ওয়াইজ প্রত্যেককে জিরো বসিয়ে দেবো, মানে অ্যাবসেন্ট করে দেবো। এনিওয়ান ফ্রম জোন 1? জোন 1 এরা নেই। রোল নাম্বার 38, 39 কেউ নেই। 47, 43 কেউ নেই। জোন 1 আজকে সবাই অ্যাবসেন্ট। রোল নাম্বার 5, আচ্ছা তাহলে জোন 2 বলে দিল। তো জোন 3 থেকে কেউ একজন বলো। জোন 3 তে আছে 56, 53, 44, 40, 36, anyone? Roll number 61 from Bangladesh. জোন 3 এর মধ্যে পড়ে বাংলাদেশ, যদিও এটা মুর্শিদাবাদের ওদিকে, তবু আমি ওটাকে জোন 3 তেই ফেললাম। anyone from জোন 3? তাহলে তো শুধু জোন 2 এর ছেলেমেয়েরাই প্রেজেন্ট পাবে, অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স পাবে, কেউ রেসপন্সই তো করছে না জোন 3 বা জোন 1 থেকে। am I audible?
Yes ma'am.
Where is zone 3 member? Anyone from zone 3? আচ্ছা দেখি অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স কল করি। 1 নেই, 1 তো নেই, আমাদের 2 থেকে স্টার্ট। 15 রোল নাম্বার 2 অ্যাবসেন্ট। 3
প্রেজেন্ট ম্যাম।
আচ্ছা রোল নাম্বার 4 5 8 রোল নাম্বার 8 9 10 11 12 roll number 12 roll number 13
Yes, ma'am.
roll number 14 roll number 15 roll number 16 17
Ma'am, roll number
18
17 present.
এই তুমি জোন 1 থেকে এতক্ষণ ধরে আমি ডাকছি, কোথায় ছিলে? বলো ইকুয়েশনটা বলো।
Ma'am, I actually don't know the answer.
Should not know the answer. You have to write the equation. You know how to write the equation? You know, yes or no?
Ma'am, just a little bit.
So try it. This equation, can you see the figure?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me this I2 equation. Whatever you know, just tell me. কারণ ওই গুচ্ছ গুচ্ছ সাপ্লিমেন্টারি, কারণ তোমাদের অফলাইনে এক্সাম হতেও পারে, ঠিক আছে? ওই সার্কিট থেকেও যে গুচ্ছ গুচ্ছ সাপ্লি পাবে, আমি একদমই অ্যাকসেপ্ট করব না। কষ্ট করে পড়াবো আর কিছু করবে না, আর বসে থাকবে অনলাইনে শুধু অন হয়ে থাকবে, তা হবে না। এখানে রেসপন্স করতে হবে। ইচ অ্যান্ড এভরিডে রেসপন্স ইজ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট। আমি তোমাদের দেখতে পাচ্ছি না, কিন্তু তোমাদের রেসপন্সটা কিন্তু আমি নিতে পারবো। এটা তোমাদের করতেই হবে, সেজন্য আমি জোন ওয়াইজ ডিভাইড করে দিয়েছি। বলো ইকুয়েশন বলো।
Ma'am, 2I2
হুম
plus
হুম
J3I2 plus J5I2
হুম
equals to 0.
প্লাস
Yes, ma'am.
বলো J5I2 পর আর নেই।
Ma'am, no, ma'am.
আচ্ছা রোল নাম্বার কত তোমার?
Ma'am, 17.
17 রোল 18
প্রেজেন্ট ম্যাম।
রোল 19। আচ্ছা
Yes, ma'am.
জোন 2 থেকে একমাত্র রোল নাম্বার 13 কিন্তু আজকে রেসপন্স করেছে। নেক্সট ডে কিন্তু আমি বাকি মেম্বারদেরও দেখতে চাই। রোল নাম্বার 19
Yes, ma'am.
সাউথ কলকাতা লক্ষ্মীকান্তপুর, বলো। এতক্ষণ ধরে ডাকলাম, চিৎকার করলাম, জোন 1 এর কোথায় সাড়া দিচ্ছিলে না কেন? বলো ইকুয়েশন বলো, I2 ইকুয়েশন বলো। তোমাদের জোন থেকে বলেছে 2I1 J3I2 প্লাস J5I2, আর বলতে পারিনি। বাকিটা তুমি বলো। বলো, এতক্ষণ ধরে পড়ালাম, ভিডিও আপলোড করে দিয়েছি, কিছু তো অ্যাটলিস্ট বলো। নেক্সট ইকুয়েশন কি হতে পারে? নেক্সট ফর্মটা I2 কার কার মধ্যে যাচ্ছে বলো তো, কোন কোন কম্পোনেন্টের মধ্যে দিয়ে?
ম্যাম
হুম
2I2
হুম
plus 3JI2
হুম
plus 6I2
হুম
plus I3 মানে
প্লাস I3 বসাবো, প্লাস I3 কোথায় গেল আবার?
6 into ম্যাম এখানে
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে। রোল নাম্বার 20, রোল নাম্বার 20, রোল নাম্বার 21, রোল 22।
Yes, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
তুমি তো জোন 3 থেকে, why didn't response?
Yes, ma'am. There's network problem, ma'am.
Okay, now
I'm
I
in
think
village.
your
I'm
network
in
is
village.
okay. So just tell me the equation I3. Whatever you can understand, just tell me as per your knowledge what should be the I3 equation, mass equation. Tell me. If you cannot tell me one equation at least. Acha bolo to, tell me that I3 is flowing
Ma'am,
which component? I3 is flowing which components? Through which components? Just tell me. Don't you have to tell me the equation. I3 is flowing through which components? कौन सा component के through ये जा रहा है I3?
6
Hmm?
6 ohm plus
Don't
6I.
just tell me the resistance or capacity, voltage source or whatever. Just tell me the name. Just tell me the name of the component.
I think just 6I, ma'am.
So first you have to understand the question. I am not asking you the equation. I am just asking you the component you are seeing through which I3 is flowing. Just tell me the these resistance, these sources. Just tell me the name. Is it clear? My question is clear. What's your name? Ammar.
Damar, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Ammar, my question is clear. Just tell me the component name. Suppose you are seeing this component, this is the resistor. So
Like,
I3 is
ma'am, this
flowing through which resistor or through source? कौन सा सोर्स रजिस्टर के अंदर वो जा रहा है? जस्ट टेल मी.
ma'am, can you give me example? Any?
हाँ ये देखो I1 is flowing through this path. तो कौन सा कंपोनेंट ये कनेक्ट कर रहा है?
I one
तो इसका नाम क्या है? एक क्या है? एक चीज क्या है?
5 ohm, ma'am.
5 ohm क्या? रजिस्टर, इंडक्टर, कैपेसिटर, व्हाट
Resistance,
इज?
resistance.
And what is this? So draw this figure right now, and next day I will ask you again. Okay, you will go through this. Next, roll number 23. Draw this figure. Roll 24.
Yes, ma'am.
Roll 24.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
already respond. Roll 24. Can you tell me that which component it is flowing through this?
Ma'am, 4 ohm, 3 ohm, and that 25 plus J25 volt.
This is a 6 ohm, not 3 ohm.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, can you tell me the equation here? I think you can.
6.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. 6 into I3 minus I2
Right.
plus 4I3
Right.
is equal to 25 plus J25.
25 plus J25 is equal to 0. Okay. Roll
Yes,
number
ma'am.
25.
Yes, ma'am.
Roll number 25. Achha, those are from June 2. Today I am not asking you any question. Next day we will take preparation. Roll number 26. Roll number 27.
Yes, ma'am.
Roll 28. 29. 30. 31. 32.
Yes, ma'am.
33. 34. 35. 36. 37.
yes ma'am. ম্যাম মেশ 2টা ট্রাই করবো একবার।
বলো তুমি কোথাকার গো? কোন জায়গা তোমার বাড়ি?
পশ্চিম মেদিনীপুর ঘাটাল।
হ্যাঁ, পশ্চিম মেদিনীপুর। হ্যাঁ, বলো বলো।
ম্যাম মেশ 2 ইকুয়েশন হচ্ছে 8I2 minus 6I3
দাঁড়াও, 8I2
minus 6I3 plus J3I2
6I3, হ্যাঁ, মাইনাস জে, আরেকটা বলো।
J প্লাস ম্যাম প্রথম থেকে বলছি
হ্যাঁ,
8I2 minus 6I3 plus J3I2 plus
হুম,
I2 minus I1 into J5 equal to 0.
রাইট, ঠিক আছে।
ম্যাম বলছি একটা J5I2 হবে না?
হ্যাঁ, বলেছে তো J5I2 minus I1
আচ্ছা চুপ বললো।
I2
বলেছে।
minus I1 into J5 বলেছি।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ।
হ্যাঁ
রোল নাম্বার 38, 39, 40।
Yes, ma'am. 40.
এই যে ফ্রম বিহার, একটাও রেসপন্স করে না। বলো তোমার, বলো তুমি বলো, এই ফার্স্ট ইকুয়েশনটা বলো, থার্ড ইকুয়েশনটা বলো। টেল মি থার্ড ইকুয়েশন বাই
4I3.
ফুল্লা।
4I3 plus 6. 4I3 plus 6I3 minus I2
হুম
equal to
হুম
minus 25 plus J25 into V.
হুম।
Volt.
V, or don't write V in the
Yes,
equation,
ma'am.
don't write unit, right? Roll number 41, 43, 44.
Yes, ma'am.
All students are present, but when I asked, no one responded. Why? Why did you not respond me? When I asked Zone 3, do you not know you are Zone 3? Next day you will respond, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Roll number 47, 45, 46, 46, 47, 48,
Listen, ma'am.
49, 50, 52.
Yes, ma'am.
Full T is from zone 3. Next day, when I will ask for zone 3, response me. Give me a response, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
53, 54,
Yes, ma'am.
55, 56, 57,
Yes, ma'am.
61. ঠিক আছে তাহলে next week will solve the problem if you can. Already I told you, just I want to say that uh, suppose this is a 30 angle 0, so whatever the if it is in polar form, how to convert from polar form to rectangular form, just you have to take a cos 0 plus j sin 0. Angle should be this is a magnitude and this should be a angle, so you can convert it angle into a rectangular form by multiplying that cos 0 and plus j sin 0. Next is multiplying 30 so that you will get the rectangular form. If it is a 45, then you can get a j value. Now sin 0 is 0, that's why j part is 0. That's why you can write here 30 volt. Now you will try to solve this problem. Next day I'll discuss again. Okay. So today you may leave. So next week, Monday, I'll take the class. 36. Okay, roll number 36. Okay. Roll, roll number 36. Roll number 14. I won't give you. Because if you won't respond me, give me a response proper time, then I cannot give you the attendance. When I called zone 3, you didn't respond. When I called your attendance, you also didn't respond to a chat box. So today you have missed. Next week you will try to give your answer through a chat box if you are not able to unmute your audio. Okay. Otherwise, I won't give you anyone. Don't write your roll number. Okay, CR, please inform them. Don't write their roll number because I won't give anyone if they won't reply me or they don't give me a response when I called their zone. Anyone from their zone won't give me a response. That's why I won't give them attendance through a chat box. Okay. So be careful next day. I can ask you anyone because this is not for my purpose. This is for your purpose. Because if you cannot solve the problem, the next the chapter that means network theorems as well as your two-port network, you cannot even Laplace transform the main portions where you will get the question, not right now, even in future also you cannot give the answer. That's why how to write equation and how to solve basic thing you should know, because this is a simple equation. In next you will see that when dependent source will be connected, then it will be difficult to solve the problem. Okay, so next day we'll again solve this type of problem and we'll start superposition theorem also. Okay, so bye.
मैम पीपीटी शेयर कर दो ना
আমি ভিডিও শেয়ার করে দেব when the your lateral entry student will come, that time I will share all the videos. Okay, so I think October they will come, they will enter, and after that you will get all the videos.
ओके मैम
Right now, just whatever I am telling you, or in any book you can take, and the videos for this AC problem also I will upload. You will go through this, and already I have uploaded nodal and mesh analysis. You can take this problem and you can solve. Try to solve other problems, and these problems will be available in internet, and also through ebook you can get this problem. Okay, and you will just try it.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Bye. Monday, 11:50.